May 10, 2015, from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, was Game 4 from the 2015 NBA Playoffs Round 2 matchup between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls. And the Bulls entered this game up 2-1. The Cavs were looking to even up the series before heading back to Cleveland for Game 5. And the Bulls were looking to go up 3-1. But in the first quarter, the Bulls actually were in the lead early. Cleveland would take the lead, and then the Bulls took it back. And at the end of one, it was a 2-point game with the score 28-26. Then in the second, it remained close back and forth. And the Cavs were up by 8 points with about a minute and a half left. But then Derrick ROse gets a 17-footer. And then Butler added 2. And it was 49-45 at halftime as the Bulls trailed by 4. Then in the third, Chicago would take control. And Derrick ROse had 9 points in the third quarter. And it was a 7-point lead at the end of 3 at 68-61. Thanks to a layup by Mozgov at the end of the quarter to bring it to within 7 as they had been down by 9. Then in the fourth quarter, the Cavs came out shooting. J.R. Smith with a long 2, Mozgov with a pair of free throws, and then J.R. Smith with a 3-point shot to tie the game at 68. Then, with 7.5 minutes left, Smith hits another 3-pointer, now giving the Cavs the lead. LeBron adds 2, and they're up by 3, but then Jimmy Butler responds with a 3-pointer to tie the game up, but then J.R. Smith comes right back with another 3-pointer, and now it's 76-73 with the Cavs in the lead. Now let's fast forward to 2 minutes left. Derrick ROse hits a 3-pointer to make it a 3-point game at 80-77 as the Bulls were trailing the Cavaliers. LeBron comes back with a 2-point shot. ROse then goes to the free throw line and hits both shots. Now it's a 2-point game at 82-80. LeBron James would end up going to the line with less than a minute left after ROse missed a 3-pointer. And that made it 84-79. But then after a timeout by the Bulls with less than 30 seconds left, Jimmy Butler drains the tray, and it's a 2-point game at 84-82. The Cavs then take a timeout, and then they took their last 2 timeouts. So now the Cavs were out of timeouts. The Bulls were out of timeouts. There was just 14 seconds left as they kept trying to inbound the ball, but they were having troubles inbounding it, so they burned their timeouts. Then they get the ball into LeBron James. LeBron James is covered by Dunleavy and ROse, and he ends up committing an offensive foul to get out of the defense. So now they turn over the ball, and then Derrick ROse drives the lane. He makes the layup, and we have a tie game at 84 apiece with just 8.4 seconds left. LeBron James then takes the ball the length of the court. He drives underneath the lane, tries to put it in with the layup, but gets blocked out of bounds. There's just 0.8 seconds left on the clock, but they go to review, which allows both teams to huddle. Jeff Van Gundy was announcing the game on ABC, and he was complaining that the review allows the extra timeout, but both teams were without a timeout, so it was even for both teams. They both got an extra timeout with that review, so it really wasn't like as if one team had a timeout and the other didn't. They both got the same treatment, so it's totally fair. So now they ended up putting the clock to 1.5 seconds, adding 7/10 to the time after the review to see when it actually went out of bounds. So now with 1.5 seconds on the clock, Matthew Dellavedova inbounds it to LeBron, and LeBron drains the 2-point shot. Oh my God! And it's 86-84, game over, buzzer beater. So a weekend of buzzer beaters. Chicago did it to Cleveland the last game, and then we saw the buzzer beater just yesterday. And now we see a buzzer beater here again between these two teams. So a weekend of buzzer beaters. We saw Paul Pierce yesterday had that buzzer beater in the Washington game. And now another buzzer beater. So 3 days, 3 buzzer beaters. And 2 of which happened here in this series in Chicago, nonetheless. But LeBron James coming up clutch. And I'll tell you, Dellavedova, he was really focused. Even before they went to review, as soon as the ball got swatted out of bounds, he went right up to LeBron and said, "Hey, don't sweat it. This is what we're going to do." And they didn't even need the timeout. You could already see that Dellavedova was telling him, "All right, I'm going to give you the ball. Like, this is the play." They happened to be able to go over it in the huddle because of the review, and both teams got to do that. And they were both out of timeouts, so there really was no extra advantage. I like Jeff Van Gundy, but I think he was wrong in this instance, even though sometimes he makes some really good points, and points that a lot of people don't make. But here, the LeBron James and the Cavs come up huge. What a shot by LeBron, coming up clutch with just 1.5 seconds. And this series is tied at 2 games apiece. They'll be heading back to Cleveland for Game 5. But in this game, LeBron James had a double-double. 4 of the 5 starters for the Cavs scored in double digits. LeBron had 25 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Just 2 assists shy of a triple-double for King James. Mozgov, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Just 1 board shy of a double-double. Kyrie Irving had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Tristan Thompson, 12 points, 7 rebounds. And Iman Shumpert had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block. And coming off the bench, J.R. Smith scored in double digits with 13 points, 3 rebounds. And Dellavedova and Kendrick Perkins each had 2 points. Dellavedova had 2 rebounds and 3 assists, and Perkins had 1 rebound. And for the Chicago Bulls, just 2 of their starters scored in double digits, and that was ROse and Butler. Derrick ROse had 31 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Jimmy Butler, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Joakim Noah was 1 bucket shy of a double-double with 8 points, 15 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block. But in this game, Cleveland was struggling from the three-point land. They're hitting just 5 of 25 for 20%. The Bulls hit 9 of 21 for 42.9%. Both teams were shooting really well from the line, though, both over 90%, which is a rarity these days. With the Bulls 91.7 from the free throw line, the Cavs 95.8, but the Cavaliers went there twice as much and made twice as many, as they hit 23 of 24 versus the Bulls 11 for 12. So they both only missed 1 free throw, but the Cavs got there twice as much. And then from the field, both of them shooting under 40%. The Cavs 38.7, the Bulls 36% from the field. The Cavs had 4 more rebounds at 44 to 40, even though the Bulls had more offensive rebounds. But the Cavs were dominating on the defensive glass, and they had more assists, 16 to 12. The Bulls had more steals, 7 to 4, and they both had 6 blocks in this game. So the Cavs coming up with some timely shooting and really just drawing those fouls, getting in the paint, driving the lane, picking up the fouls and getting those free throw shots, making those free throws, taking advantage of those opportunities. As Kyrie Irving was 8 for 8 from the line, LeBron 7 for 8 from the line. And that was a huge part of why they were able to take this game. Of course, LeBron crashing the boards hard. All the Cavs on the defensive boards. They were getting those defensive rebounds, not allowing the Bulls second chances. And when you're shooting just 36% from the field, you're going to need second chances. So the Cleveland Cavaliers get one in Chicago as these 2 teams split in Cleveland. Now they split in Chicago. The series even up 2-2, heading back to Cleveland for Game 5. But in Game 4, the final score, Cleveland 86, Chicago 84.